In this video I'm going to install Fedora 23 workstation on an external drive using actual hardware. My focus is on the Anaconda installer, which is used by Fedora and its derivatives. I tried installing from a USB stick, but the result was defective, so I'm using a DVD this time. See my general video for using Linux on external drives for more information. When the live session loads, you'll have an opportunity to try Fedora or install it to a hard drive. I'm going to try it first. And you're reminded that you can install it later. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi network. Enter my encryption key. And the Wi-Fi is connected. Now I'm going to go to Activities in the upper left and get the launcher. And I'm going to click on Install to Hard Drive. This shows that the installation language will be English. As you can see, there are many other choices. Now this is an overview of the installation summary. Many of these things have been taken care of already. The keyboard has been selected correctly. The time and date have been selected correctly, and that's because I'm connected to the internet. The Wi-Fi is connected. Now as far as the host name is concerned, I'm not connected to a network of other computers, and therefore I don't really care about the host name, and I've left their default selection. However, if you do care about it, you can click on that item and change that. The one I'm concerned about is the installation destination, so I'm going to click on that. You can see that my two disks are clearly labeled. The internal disk is at the left, and the external disk is at the right. I'm going to select that. Note that on the right hand side of the screen it says disks left unselected here will not be touched. That's very reassuring because I don't have to worry about anything that's on the internal disk, whether it has any swap partitions or anything else. They're not going to touch it. Now I'm going to go down to Full Disk Summary and Bootloader and click on that. My disk has already been selected as the boot device, but if it hadn't been, I could click on Set as Boot Device and that check mark would appear. Under Partitioning, I have a choice between Automatically Configure Partitioning and I Will Configure Partitioning. I know from experience that the automatic option creates an LVM partition, Logical Volume Management. I don't particularly like these because I can't see my files from another device. I can't add or subtract files from another device. So I'm going to configure partitioning and then click on Done. Now there's a drop-down menu and the default is LVM. I'm going to pick Standard Partition. Now that I have this choice, I really don't have to configure anything else myself. I can click here to create them automatically. And it creates 5 partitions, a separate partition for home, boot, root, which is the / and swap, plus an extended partition. This is acceptable to me, so I'm going to continue. Here's a summary of the changes. First, they destroyed my original partition table, and then they created a new partition table identical to the one they destroyed. Then they created partitions on SDB1 and SDB2. They formatted SDB2 as swap. They created a partition on SDB3. They created a partition on SDB5. And they formatted SDB5, SDB3, and SDB1 as ext4. I'm going to accept the changes. And I'm ready to begin installation. While the system is installing, I'm going to select a root password. I'm going to enter the password, and I'm going to confirm it, and then click on Done. Now I'm going to create a user. I'm going to enter my full name. In this case, it's a fictitious name, can be capitalized. The system generates a username, which is the same thing in lowercase letters. You can change that if you want, but it has to remain in lowercase letters. I'm going to make this user the administrator, and I'm going to require a password to use this account. I'm going to enter the password and confirm it, and then click on Done. Now I don't have anything more to do except to watch the installation proceed. So I'm going to interrupt the video at this point and resume at the end. Complete. Fedora is now successfully installed and ready for you to use. Go ahead and reboot to start using it. I'm going to click on Quit. That actually does not quit the live session. It quits the installation procedure. To quit the live session, I'm going to click on that little triangle on the upper right. I get this menu which has a power button on it. I'm going to click on that. And I could click on either restart or power off. Fedora does not tell you to remove the installation medium, but you should do that. And make sure that your BIOS is set to boot to the external drive first. This is XRAM Tech. Thanks for watching.